topic of today's lecture is the trajectory of North Korea's digital distance education. This is the topic of my PhD dissertation, actually. Professor Eun-jung Lee is my advisor, so hopefully she will be satisfied with what I'm going to present today. This is not a completed project, but I did my best to make it a little more complete. First of all, yes, North Korea has been digitalizing for decades. We're talking about digital distance education, right? So that's why I thought I should be talking about digitalization in North Korea first. It started all the way from Kim Jong-il. Believe it or not, he decided to install fiber optic cables in the 1990s when North Korea had to go through arduous march, 고난의 행군. So it was not the ideal, not an ideal situation to do this big project. Massive invitation was required, but he did it anyway because digitalization was one of the top policy priorities for him. And then computerization in 2000s. Kimcheok University's e-library was constructed, and 3G mobile telecom service was introduced. Not only that, policy-wise, Kim Jong-il presented the information industry era, the knowledge economy era, and then industrial revolution in the new century, just a couple of months before his death, as we will discuss later. And this was inherited by Kim Jong-un. His own slogan or policy or brand was making all people well-versed in science and technology. 전민과학기술인재화, an educational revolution in the new century, regional development, 20 times 10 policy, but basically the understream, if you will, going through this whole idea from Kim Jong-il to Kim Jong-un has been the same. So in 2013, Kim Jong-un presented a Pyeongjin line. And when you look at the economy part of Pyeongjin line, it's basically talking about converting to a knowledge-based economy. And the productivity and innovative improvements should be facilitated by digital transformation, meaning the digital transformation was fundamentally tied to economic development and modernization efforts. That's what Kim Jong-un wanted to pursue in his Pyeongjin line. And basically, as I said in the previous slide, this was inherited traditional national goal of intensive growth based on technological revolution and scientific and technological achievements from the 1950s. So it has very long history. So you don't want to say, oh, Kim Jong-un in 2013, he just started this new idea. No, that's not true. We have to go all the way back to the 1950s, actually. North Korea has been continuing to pursue this with different slogans. Now, let me discuss distance education in North Korea specifically. So discuss distance education, 원격 교육 in Korean. This is the standardized term. But North Korea, for some reason, when they are talking about 원격 교육 or distance education, they use the different terms also, teleeducation, online education, distance learning. But it's basically talking about an education that's been provided normally through communications technology. So basically, the teachers and the students are not in the same classroom. So the communications technology could be mail, TV, radio, video, CD, DVD, internet, intranet, depending on the technology available. So under Kim Il-sung, it was correspondence education, basically by mail. And this was basically for massive training of new and unqualified teachers right after the liberation from the Japanese colonial rule. And again, massive training of technicians in the 1950s after the Korean War. So this is mainly for college students studying while working at factories and enterprises. 일하면서 배우는 교육 체제 in Korea, not the regular college students. In the 1970s, broadcast education was introduced, but its role was limited to a supplementary one. Couldn't replace the traditional correspondence education. And based on that, Kim Jong-il, he digitalized this whole distance education, and his goal was intensive growth based on technological revolution, as we discussed before. This is kind of an incomplete objective of economic development from the 1960s. And as you know, in the 1990s, IT, information technology, has become a key component of the 21st century technological revolution. And in 2001, Kim Jong-un presented a new discourse reflecting these new changes in the world. He presented the information industry era. It's basically about development of IT, IT, and this was regarded as nation's foremost priority to survive and for their economic development. And IT was supposed to be integrated into all economic sectors to transform the industrial structure. And for this, we have three key policy priorities: cultivation of scientific and technological talent, development of intellectual workers, and informatization of the economy. And for this, we could see an emerging concept of constructing information facilities in factories, enterprises, and various regions for dissemination of S&T knowledge. And that's, I think, led to the emergence of digital distance education in North Korea. So Kim Jong-il, based on with this background, he introduced the digital distance education. Kimchek University of Technology was the leader and model. It's kind of, one should say, the MIT of North Korea. So it does make sense, for Kim Jong-il to pick Kimchek as the leader and the model. So in 2006, e-library, a very big e-library was constructed, and it was depicted as a modern library reflecting the features of an ideal society. Kim Jong-un was very much excited about this. And we could see very new features from this e-library: real-time lecture and two-way Q&A. It's nothing, in 2024, but imagine, how big an impact this would have in the year of 2006. And based on this development, Kimchek University established their digital education college in 2010. They started with 40 students after pilot lectures. And although the number of students was very small, but the basic idea was anyone can become a college student through distance education. Here, anyone basically means mainly for factory and enterprise workers. They were the top priority for this new technology and system. So it's basically, I think we can say, digitalized studying while working higher education system. So digitalizing 일하면서 배우는 고등교육 체제. So with this e-library, Kim Jong-un had very special vision. So when it comes to Kim-Check e-library, it was supposed to be a comprehensive base for SNT education and research, and a platform for establishing a national SNT data sharing system. And Kim Jong-il wanted to link academia, industry, and research in the knowledge economy era. He replaced the information industrial era with this new discourse, but basically it was the same idea. It was in 2009, a couple of years before his death. How you want to link the academia, industry, and research? It was by a nationwide expansion of e-libraries and establishment of a national SNT data sharing system. And for that, Kim Jong-un also wanted to have the Grand People's Study House, 인민대학습당, to be the center. So this Grand People's Study House completed an e-library project in 2009, the year when Kim Jong-il presented the new discourse of the knowledge economy era. And the real-time distance education, digital education was launched in 2011. So Grand People's Study House was another center for DDE here. And the center was supposed to be linked with provincial, city, and county e-libraries, basically model e-libraries, because it was in the initial stage. And Kim Jong-il, 2 months before his death, he visited Kanghae General Tractor Factory, and it has a new e-library. He picked up one worker there and asked him to show how to search a certain technological information on this system. And this shows how eager Kim Jong-il was about his vision for e-libraries. So this is what Kim Jong-il left for his son. In 2012, Kim-Check's DDE system, let me just briefly show how it worked at the time. Kim-Check had Lee Sang, his intranet homepage for his DDE. It's basically a learning management system. So this was how it worked. You can see a lecture at the bottom left. Real-time lecture was available. And in this case, we're showing a lecture on descriptive geometry and drawing. And they had a lecture attendance record system. So students' progress were displayed in color codes. So as you can see in the picture, lectures attended but not passed in the comprehension test was marked in blue. Lectures passed marked in red, and lectures not yet attended was marked in black. Very easy way to check the status of your lecture attendance. And after the class, students were required to take an online exam, and passing the exam was mandatory to complete the lecture. Students who failed the exam had to retake that lecture. So the exam, passing the exam was really important. And real-time monitoring for potential cheating was available through cameras and exam management software. And they had a multiple choice, short answer, and picture matching tests. So in the picture, I think is a multiple choice. Each student received a personalized set of questions. So although, like, let's say you have 20 students, taking the exam in the same computer room, each student had different sets of questions. And the scores, model answers, and individual rankings were immediately displayed through an automated grading system, as you can see here. So this is Kim Jong-suk silk mill case. The workers who joined the DDE, their individual scores and rankings are displayed here immediately after the exam. And they also had a reference video and materials. So it's like online textbooks or materials, which you know, a lot of students nowadays are very much familiar with. But again, remember, this is the year of 2012. And the real-time Q&A was available also. This is a student's view of the Q&A system. Not only asking, you know, the audio questioning, but also this video kind of very much primitive stage of video questioning. And teacher's view of a Q&A here. One thing a little bit different from the student's view is you have a list of names and affiliations of questioners. And remote experiment was also available. The picture here is showing a student remotely controlling XY transfer device. This is basically about a CNC technology. I think Dr. Kang can you know, elaborate on this specific topic, but this is what we can see from the Kim-check's DDE. As I said, students were closely monitored when they were taking exam, and the poor classroom, and also during the lecture. So here, poor classroom behaviors was detected by camera. You know, when you're sleeping, when you're distracted, it was immediately detected. So this is what the poorly performing student can get. Learning attitude notification. So this notification basically says you spent 71.5 minutes of a 90-minute lecture working on other tasks on the computer. So get focused. This kind of warning you will get. And also, when you're submitting your homework, it was all supposed to be handwritten, and scan it and send the file to your teacher. But if somebody tried to cheat, it was easily detected by handwriting analysis of assignments. So here, in this case, the notification says the assignment for section 6 of chapter 2 in calculus appears to match the handwriting of Comrade Cheol-Nam Lee. Please redo it. So really, you know, meticulous monitoring, if you will, what's going on here. But Kim Jong-un had some problem with what he inherited from his father. This is good, really great system. But the thing is, he was thriving primarily at model factories and enterprises. It was not widespread throughout the nation. And even in early 2014, one article published with 교육신문's educational newspaper said digital education colleges are still more unknown than known. So that was the status of distance education colleges in early era of Kim Jong-un. So this is Kim Jong-un's new initiative. He inherited Industrial Revolution in the new century, which was presented by Kim Jong-il a couple of months before his death. And this idea, concept, or policy was basically prioritizing educational reform to train S&T personnel suitable for the knowledge economy. And then in 2013, Kim Jong-un presented a new slogan, making all the people well-versed in S&T. Under this slogan, digital distance education, let me say just DD, was recognized as an essential tool to achieve this goal. And the next year, Kim Jong-un presented the educational revolution in the new century. And surprisingly, Kim Jong-un made a harsh criticism of the existing system. He said the academic level of our study while working higher education system is not very high. So his policy suggestion was this: expand distance education system at major universities to enable more workers to access higher education while improving the overall quality of education. So he officially embraced DDE as the main tool, main channel for the traditional study while working higher education system. And he also presented academic unification in universities. So for this, Kim Jong-un directed to the universities to transform sector-specific central universities into hubs for different functions: academic research, information dissemination, and data services. And most importantly, for our lecture, distance education. So we had like several sectors here: engineering, machinery, medical education, service, foreign language, many sectors Kim Jong-un was talking about. So after Kim Jong-un's new directives, North Korea had newly established digital education colleges in 2015. You can see a huge increase here. Before that, Kimcheck was the only D college established in 2010. North Korea says they have around 50 D colleges, but what I found from 노동신문 민주조선, this is what I have, and I just made it into a graph. So based on that, the number of the college students increased. As you remember, it started with 40 students only in 2010 at Kimcheck, but it has been increasing. The data for the years missing is not my fault, I should say. This is all I could gather from 노동신문 and 민주조선. Basically what North Korea officially released. So in year 2023, they have around 130,000 D college students in the nation, and that's equivalent to around 27% of entire college students in North Korea, which is big. The number of Kimcheck D college students also increased, and starting year 2017, they just stick to the number of 24,000 for some reason. I checked their website, still it is showing 24,000. It didn't specify which year. So this is what we can get, the best data we can get. And The number of DE college students at Kimcheck is twice the total number of students at the colleges. So I think it's, again, a very large number. And after Kim Jong-un's new initiative, you can see Rodong-Sinmun reports mentioning DE dramatically increased in year 2015. And after that, you can see Rodong-Sinmun regarded digital education, distance education, very important part of their policy. In addition to this, Kim Jong-un also constructed a sci-tech complex, 과학기술전당, in 2016. This is the largest e-library in North Korea. And this is what is said on the day it was open. A nationwide dissemination network should be established with this sci-tech complex at its center, ensuring that news SNT materials flow seamlessly from the central hub to the grassroots, like water. Excuse me. So this is the vision Kim Jong-un had when he completed this sci-tech complex project. It's basically upgrading Kim Jong-un's vision. As we discussed, it was upgrading Kim Jong-il's vision. Kim Jong-un had the vision of nationwide expansion of e-libraries and establishment of a national SNT data sharing system. But he was not able to complete this project before his death. And Kim Jong-un inherited this vision and tried to upgrade it with the sci-tech complex. And sci-tech complex also provided distance lectures on SNT. So Kim Jong-un has been expanding SNT dissemination and DE learning hubs with the e-libraries in provincial capitals, cities, and counties. He specifically directed that the e-libraries at cities and the counties should be called 미래원, so future center in Korean. And the SNT dissemination rooms at factories, enterprises, and farms were established. And you can see dramatic increase in the number of these rooms in the Rodong-Sinmun and Minjujoseon reporting. So in 2024, we have 130,000 students, as we discussed in the graph, studying at DE colleges. And the Kimcheck University has 24,000 students majoring 30 different topics. And based on this development, Kim Jong-un at the 7th Party Congress in 2016 declared establishment of DE system. He recognized the DE system was recognized as a major accomplishment in the education sector during the 36-year review period. So the 6th Party Congress was held 36 years, and during this hiatus, Kim Jong-un recognized the DD as an important milestone in the educational sector. And this was presented alongside the construction of the sci-tech complex as achievements meeting the demands of information industrial era. And the national plan for DE system was successfully realized. That's what we can interpret from Kim Jong-un's declaration or announcement. So basically establishing e-libraries and SNT dissemination rooms across the country, and connecting to the central SNT information database, meaning the sci-fi complex, and utilizing as learning hubs for DDE has been successfully realized. That's, I think, what Kim Jong-un tried to deliver from his speech at the 7th Party Congress. And after that, North Korea developed its DD technology further. And in 2018, people could receive the lecture on their tablets, connecting to the Wi-Fi network, Mire, and also on their cell phones. But I couldn't get the picture of people receiving DDE on their cell phones. But North Korea's smartphones has been widely circulated. Actually, North Korea has 10 different companies manufacturing various models. It's controversial whether North Korea actually manufacture or just assemble the parts imported from China. But anyway, they have this smartphone series all the way from year 2013, and it has been developing, and technology-wise is more like getting more like the smartphones that we are using in other countries. And 3G subscriber growth, it started from like under 2,000 people in year 2008, but now it's estimated at 7 million subscribers. So I think receiving distance education on people's smartphones makes sense, although we still don't know how many and how popular it is. And in year 2020, North Korea finally passed a distance education law. The law basically addressed the growing importance of non-face-to-face activities during the COVID-19 pandemic. One important or meaningful thing to be noticed, I think, is it was limited. The law was basically limited to universities, higher education. So it aims to enable all citizens to pursue higher education while working. But again, by all citizens, I think they meant the workers. And it aims to reduce disparities in scientific and technological education across regions and sectors, which is basically what Kim Jong-il and Kim Jong-un envisioned with distance education. And one important thing, development, I should say, is factories and enterprises must ensure proper facilities and conditions for the DE. So if they fail to meet these standards, they will face administrative or even legal consequences. So making sure the students or actually workers who really wanted to and actually join the DE can get decent conditions for their studying. So that this law stipulated that condition. So this is what you can see in year 2020, DD at Kimchek University. They're doing a real-time Q&A lecture with 100 students. The resolution of the picture I got was much higher than the one I got from 2012. Here you can clearly see the lecturer at Kimchek, and the guy with wearing headphone is one of the students, 100 students who are joining this real-time Q&A lecture. And at the bottom, if you can read the Korean, it shows 본문 대화, so like a chatting box, I think. And the students are complaining that, Professor, you're muted. And another person says, me either. I don't even have your video. So this kind of complaints, we always have when we have a Zoom meeting or e-learning, and I think North Korea is not exception. As always, when students are taking exams, they are closely monitored, and somebody is actually monitoring the students. One very serious student who is taking a lecture from Kim University. Probably this is one of the 과학기술 보급실, so SNT dissemination room at a factory or enterprise. And this is another student in the SNT dissemination room taking, I think, English lecture. And this is the camera woman broadcasting or airing the distance distance lecture. I think North Korea's distance education, I think 2 more slides left. North Korea's distance education entered a new phase because of COVID. And Pyongyang Medical University played a really important role here. So in 2020, the first year of COVID, the way they responded to pandemic was providing remote lectures for provincial hospitals and clinics. And they also developed interactive Q&A based teaching materials for more than 20 subjects. And they provided educational TV broadcast and e-textbooks. This is all available, possible, based on their development of the digital distance education system. And in year 2022, when North Korea announced the maximum emergency anti-epidemic, Pyongyang Medical University enhanced remote training for health workers, addressing practical needs, and overcame traditional in-person training limits, benefiting remote regions. Or imagine, the health workers helping the COVID patients in remote areas. They don't know what to do. They basically need the medical information and knowledge. To get that, you usually had to travel all the way to like Pyongyang or other central hubs. But in this case, thanks to Pyongyang Medical University's digital distance education system, they didn't come all the way to Pyongyang. And it also trained 1,300 plus health workers through tailored programs by year end. And in 2023, they had post-pandemic improvements also. So Pyongyang Medical University upgraded remote re-education with clinical experiences collected from epidemic sites, and also enhanced field practice courses and appointed field experts as instructors. In 2021, North Korea had 8th Party Congress, and after that, this 8th Party Congress provided a good platform for re-education system based on the DDE. So at the Party Congress, Kim Jong-un said, the success or failure of the new 5-year plan for national economic development depends on how economic management is improved. So economic management was really emphasized here. So for that, North Korea launched distance re-education programs for economic officials at central and local institutions, basically government officials. And this was a 6-month course. And also, it was said that 2021 is the year to open a breakthrough in the implementation of the new 5-year plan through the power of science. So to make it happen, science, the people in this SNT field, their role was really important. So North Korea established a national integrated talent management and completed registration of information on SNT talent by sector, region, and unit. And based on that, they launched distance re-education programs to enhance the qualifications of scientists and technicians. They are basically those who have already received higher education. They had college degrees. But here, for the successful implementation of the new 5-year plan, these scientists and technicians were invited to join this re-education program. So let me stop here and take your question. Thank you.